one of the realities of the current, what I call the Big 7 studio model, and I tell people, if you have a screenplay in your back pocket that's the next Godfather, don't fiddle around with the internet, go to Hollywood, because they have a great model for you, for a great big massive hit Super Bowl product. That system is optimized for you. But if you have something that's a little quirky, that has to find an audience in different locales, that has kind of a more diffuse demographic appeal, the studio system can't help. They're not set up for you. So part of the problem is when let's call it a motion picture, but it could be a documentary, it could be shorter than a 90-minute fiction movie. When you have an idea like that, and to get it financed, you end up having to sort of give all the rights away. And one of the complicated, interesting issues in internet video and independent video in general, which is the question you're asking me about, is how do you manage this whole rights situation? And if you have a big hit, there's reason to convey your rights as a package to a studio that will then sell those rights in different forms and formats and geographies and all the rest. But for independent films that don't fit that system, there's no answer. And so a lot of the things that I've been interested in are looking to build infrastructure answers so that richer, wider, more interesting, long tail of our own personal interests can be as easy to access as hits are today. Now, what Brad Inman did was he's sort of a second generation video internet company, in my view, because Brad is saying, hey, there's a slice of the world where video would help tell the story. So his initial business is based on travel. And he goes around to video makers, young people, students, people that might make a video and throw it up on YouTube, and he says instead, look, I need a video about this city, I need a video about Phoenix, I need a video about San Francisco. So let's say you're visiting San Francisco from New York, you've never been here before, you'd pick up a guidebook, you'd look and see what are the interesting things to do, and you might go to a website and see what the restaurants are that are listed best, but Brad really sort of creates a video image of San Francisco that's right down to the street level. So it's Clement Street, it's Union Square, it's the Mission. It's not just San Francisco, inside the state of California. And he uses very creative young video makers to make those videos, and he pays them to do it. And so he's really sort of like a miniature studio in the sense that he is looking at a roadmap that says, where do I want to widen my travel coverage? How do I reach out to my video makers and tell them what I'm looking for? And then I kind of, he's more like an editor. He's more like a traditional programmer in the sense that he says, hey, this video is great, let's use this one. This video is great, but it needs to be shortened. So he performs some of the traditional studio functions, but at a whole different economic scale. What is also interesting is that people have come to Brad now and said, hey, we love your model, but I'm not a travel guy. I'm an advertiser. I'm a person that has some other need for video. Can I kind of rent your army of video makers? And this is kind of a new business opportunity for TurnHere as to what degree do they want to do. I mean, he was telling me a story about a cable network that called up and said, we want 90 minutes of action sports video. And if we try to go get that, we're going to have these camera crews and it's going to be very expensive. But can you TurnHere, just give us, 90 minutes of great youth action sports video? Yeah, they probably can. Brad has to make a business decision how to price that and what's the other dimensions of the relationship. So he's in an area where it's not just like, hey, I made this video and I threw it up on the internet. He's really trying to look for places where you can video enhance something. You can take a situation that could be an ad or it could be a piece of content. In his case, Brad comes from a real estate background. So I think somewhere he's got a tattoo that says location, location, location. So it only stands to reason that he would think first about, hey, so he's got an interesting deal with Google where you turn on a certain flag on the Google Earth product, and wherever there's a TurnHere video on that place, you can zoom down and the video pops up. So it's like, video tags onto the Google Earth map.